Say what you want about Black Clover. You can say that it does not getting as much as respect as should do. You can say that it sometimes feels a little bit cliche. You can even sometimes say that it's lacking in creativity. I would just say screw all that. Because for me it doesn't matter if it's similar to another show. There is no such thing as originality. At least not anymore. But that's not the point. The point is, what I'm trying to say is, Black Clover really have become so awesome. With quick action and amount of friendship. The unlikely friendship that has built up in this Black Bull. They are the key. They are the key to stopping this despair. In fact, even the title of this chapter was appropriate. Hope versus Despair. And if it weren't for the fact that Shonen Jump's type of manga always gives a shock once hope has won, I will be quivering in enormous amount of giggling and happy tears by saying, for the first time ever, it seems those swords of Asta's, or, well, they're technically not his, but you get what I mean, has for the first time pierced someone, slashed almost, in this Black Clover chapter of 70. Because for me, I just love everything about it. He managed to slash Givetto, but of course that wasn't enough to kill him. But it's confirmed that his wounds are not healing. So Vanessa and Finral are all backing up on Asta's way. Vanessa is covering this field with her spider web or threads, while Finral is backing up with his dimensional. Even when Vetto tries to use his demon magic, it doesn't heal. The fact that he says something very strong here. I mean, this is a bad translation on this chapter. In fact, I cannot even understand what they're trying to say. It says something like, it doesn't heal as expected. The mana which enhanced the self-recovery got cut. I mean, in a way, I would understand what that means, but at the same time, do not. Which probably means, once again, what I've said all before. That anti-magic sword is the only thing that can defeat these third eyes. Because it stops recovery like this. So Vanessa has covered this with this stone with all her threads. Then Vetto then for the first time has a villainous breakdown as he charges them. But Finral backs them up with the dimensionals while Vanessa pulls Asta and, well, pulls him around while Asta tries to slash. It turns out that Vanessa says something about her past. Something like what are you telling me my choice was right to leave my hometown and come to Black Bulls? When we were introduced to Vanessa, she was not only called a drunken lady, she was also called something like an exiled princess. Apparently her hometown is a very dark place. Well, if it weren't for the fact that she's so sexy, one could almost describe her as a witch. And now when I think about it, isn't she similar to that hag that had soul-sucking power? Nah, it's probably just a coincidence. But, so yeah, we do not know as much about it. But the one who get most screen here is Finral. We see a little bit of his past. I mean, as I said before, I have never really liked Finral because of his cowardness, but what I do like is when cowards get an explanation of why they are cowards. That's an excuse, or not an excuse. It more like makes them not dirty cowards, but cowardly lions. I like that because apparently Finral has always been a little bit of a pacifist. He has never been one to do offensive magic, and he was always in the shadow of his younger brother Regals. So Regals became the commander of the Golden Dawn, and Regals will become the commander of his family, meaning that even Finral comes from a clan of nobles. Wait, if Ringles is the commander of Golden Dawn, then that means it's the masked dude? So Finral mentions how much he ran away from his parents, ran away from his younger siblings, and ran away from the family, and ran away from the reality. And he lived without any passionate thinking that person who enjoys their life is the winner. But when he met Aster, he realized something. It's not that he doesn't have enough. You don't have any mana, but you never gave up and fought. Finral knows that he cannot win against his younger brother. So he mentions when Jami took him into his troops, he mentions that if you cannot fight, you can have your own way of fighting, right? I will use as a vehicle. So Finral, with his declaration, will make him the Black Bull the strongest guild. So they all proclaim they are all... so both of them screams to Asta to trust him. And he also says he will all trust him. And for the first time, it's actually pretty strange how much... is it Asta who's seriously saying that? Something like, seriously, why am I trusting this drunk woman and this scaredy cat guy and bet my life? If they show me this much, there's no way I can betray you. So the two people, I mean, Asta has never been, well, Asta have bad-mouthed people, but he's been one who is easy to befriend others. The fact that he even says that about these two is pretty funny. So, but Vetto, in his anger, do not realize why they are all despairing. It's then that Aster Dimension appears right in front of him and says, "Despair, there is no time for things like that," and pierces right through Vetto. And I do not mean like anything before. Before, Asta has crushed the bones by cutting them. Well, not cutting through them, but by crushing them, so to speak. He has done that twice. Now, he did like that. And he cut and he pierced right through Vetto. For the first time, the anti-magic swords became a sword. Isn't that a little bit ironic and funny? So all in all, just an amazing chapter. The fact that these two characters that have we see a little bit more background about Vanessa and Finral. They have practically given up on life, or more like caring for much anything. But seeing Aster, they realize that they have their own ways of fighting, and they can do what they can do. So it's just like I said last week. Aster is the key. Aster is the key to unite people and make them stronger. Aster, with not only with the anti-magic sword, but he is the key of even uniting the other troops and destroying that. Aster is all in all a perfect magic emperor. He has no magic and he's all bronze and no brain. But he has charisma. And if you ask me, that charisma is all that he needs. So now that he has pierced through Vetto, please tell me that monster is dead. But what I said before, if this is Shonen Jump, there's a very high chance something like that will happen and, well, Vetto will survive. But he did say that his cheek cut did not heal as quickly, so I would be actually surprised if he can heal his stomach and not his cheek. But who knows? If he retreats and all, that's all good. So, what do you feel about this chapter? Do you feel the awesomeness? Give me your thoughts if you have any.